everybody. We're going to get straight into it. I'm super excited. I know a lot of people love Breloom. I personally also really like Breloom. Not like my absolute favorite Pokemon or anything, but it's a very cool, likable Pokemon. So it has some really awesome buffs. So if I were to sum them up in a very concise way, I would say three major things. More speed, more bulk plus Regenerator, and lots of great utility moves like Parting Shot and Strength Sap, and then lots of new, incredible Technician boosted moves. That is a very gross oversimplification, and I'm going to get into the nitty gritty, but just as a summary, I guess you could summarize it as that. So all the mushroom Pokemon in the hack have Regenerator. That is Fnatic, Breloom, Among Us. I think that might be it. Gen 3. I might be forgetting one, but sorry, Gen 3, man, Gen 7. Yeah, pretty sure that's it, but if there's another one, they definitely have Regenerator, so in this hack at least. Fnatic. Did I say Fnatic? If I didn't, then there you go. And that is Breloom, of course. So that's awesome for them. Breloom is obviously the least bulky of all of those mushroom Pokemon. However, he already had a pretty solid base 80 physical defense, and he also has he now has a matching base 80 special defense, so he is relatively tanky. Not the tankiest thing in the world, but 70, 80, 80 bulk with investment is great. And keep in mind, in this hack, you do have access to infinite usability capsules, so you should and probably will be swapping between Regenerator and Technician, depending on the situation. Regenerator is great with stuff like Leech Seed. It's great with stuff like Spore and Sleep Powder. It's great with stuff like Strength Sap. It's great with all kinds of stuff. It's really a great ability for Breloom, despite not being that bulky. There's a lot of fights where you might not need close combat, or there's fights where you're non-technician. Why did I just say close combat? Jeez, not need technician. Why did I? Man, that was a really weird misspeak. Well, you might not need technician. Excuse me. You're not always going to need that Technician boost, and not to mention a lot of your regular moves are actually very strong as well without the Technician boost. Of course, Technician moves are incredible, though, which I'll get into in a second. But your best option with Regenerator is Parting Shot, so you have all kinds of amazing utility. And again, for one battle, you can run Regenerator with max HP and even max defense. I mean, you could totally you could run straight up fully bulky, and in the very next boss fight, you might run a full out offensive max speed, max attack set with Technician. It's really as simple as that. It's just good, man. You can really take advantage of both abilities. It's great. All right, it's great. Sorry, I just got a text that distracted me. Put that upside down so I don't get distracted. So I'm going to cover Technician options first because there's a lot of buffs. However, keep in mind, in the description down below, you can find a detailed link to all of these changes for all the other Pokemon. You can find this link to incredibly detailed move guides where you can see the detailed effects of every single one of these moves. In a very detailed and easy to read, relatively speaking, move guide where you can see all these changes and buffs. And there's 130 plus new moves and tons of custom new abilities and other really cool stuff. So if you're new here, definitely check that out in the description down below, just for people who are new here. But as for Technician, I do have a detailed Technician guide because of all of the new moves. I think it's worth I think it's worth adding this just for because it's nice to have. So I'm just going to go through all these that Breloom gets. So Breloom has, I'm just going to go in order, okay? Breloom has First Impression, which is 135 base power via TM. Breloom has access to priority in Mach Punch and Seed Shot, which becomes 68 base power, and that's both dual stab priority on grass and fighting priority. So you have Mach Punch, Seed Shot, and First Impression, which are all Technician boosted priority moves, which are great. Although, again, you do have a much better 105 base speed. I actually initially wanted to lower their attack and give them expertise, but then I ended up overlapping with another grass fighting type in the hack. So I ended up giving them a Regenerator to match all the other grass types. Sorry, mushroom Pokemon, man, excuse me. All the other mushroom Pokemon. Not grass types, they're not even grass for the most part. Only two of them are, I don't know. But yeah, Breloom's great. All right, I kept the 130 attack, even though it doesn't make that much sense. I mean, it's just a little kangaroo dude. He should have realistically have ROM 115 attack, but let him keep the attack. There's no point in nerfing it, even if he is a lot faster. Again, 70 base speed was pretty shit. It was like the main thing keeping Breloom in check. However, now he has a really good speed stat, so 105 is great. You can check out where that lines up with other Pokemon in the speed tier guide in the Google Sheet as well. Again, there's a link to the Google Sheets in the description. You can see all of the detailed move changes and all this other really good stuff that you can check out for yourself. But yeah, Seed Shot, Mach Punch, First Impression, okay? And then you have multi-hit moves. So you have tons of multi-hit moves that are really great with Technicians. So you have Stab with Pummel and Bullet Seed. So Pummel is essentially just fighting type bullet seed. So you have dual stab with pummel and bullet seed, as well as mach punch and seed shot, which is all great. Again, we already know how good technician bullet seed is. So you add pummel in there, and you also have access to Fury Swipes, Tail Slap, and Rock Blast. Tail Slap is a lot earlier because obviously it's a normal type, so it's not great because it's not stab. But it's good. It's good for earlier in the hack. Level 31 is pretty early, and then later on in the mid 40s you'll get Rock Blast and Fury Swipes for coverage, both of which are very good coverage moves. Rock and Dark is good coverage for grass fighting dual stab, and then of course you have pummel and bullet seed there. So that's great. Then you get access to double kick and dizzy punches. Double kick is 105 base power overall, with being 35 base power per hit with technician, and then dizzy punches is 120 base power overall with technician. So both of those are great options as well. Dizzy punches does great coverage. Double kick is just a really powerful, reliable stab move. Pummel is technically on average stronger than double kick is. Pummel is ranges from 75 to 188 base power with technician. However, double kick is consistent in that it's 105 base power. So I would definitely consider using double kick in some situations for sure. I could probably move it a little bit earlier in the level ups because like their level up moves are very, very difficult to order around. There had so much stuff I wanted to put on there, and it was just difficult to make it all fit. But I honestly probably could swap that with like sleep powder. No, it's too late for sleep powder though. I don't know. It's kind of tough, honestly. I think I could have did something. They don't need Sky Uppercut. I don't know. It's a little bit tough. I feel like perhaps I could put. Double kick should be a little bit earlier for sure, because Sky Uppercut's already 100 base power, so the double kick isn't that much better than that. I'm gonna put it at 49. Oopsies, did not mean to delete that. I'm gonna put it at 49. That's a little bit better. I would push these back more, but I don't want to push the multi-hit moves back anymore. Honestly, I'm considering just putting. I don't know. I'll figure this out at the end of the video, but double kick will probably be earlier when the video's over. I don't want to do this live because I'm just gonna dwell on this forever. But yeah, double kick might be a little bit earlier, so that's good. But either way, it's still a great option nonetheless. It's just pummel might be a little bit better, even though I don't know. Double kick is very reliable, so I would definitely still consider that. But back on topic with technician. So the last an incredible technician boosted move that is multi-hit moves. So basically, I already covered priority. Now we're talking about multi-hit technician moves. Okay, so multi-hit. Priority has Seed Shot, Mach Punch, and First Impression. Multi-hit, he has Pummel, Bullet Seed, Fury Swipes, Rock Blast, and Tail Slap. And then he also has Dizzy Punches and Double Kick. And then lastly, for multi-hit moves, he has Triple Kick, which is insanely strong. That's why it's at level 70, because it's just so fucking strong. That should not have another line there. It's wickedly powerful, man. Basically, Triple Kick has a 10% chance to miss per hit, so there's essentially an accuracy check each time you click it. But if you get one hit only, meaning if you get really shit luck, you have a 52.5 base power move, which isn't terrible. If you get 2 hits, though, you immediately upgrade to 120 base power. And if you hit all 3 hits, you get a 202.5 base power move that hits 3 times. It is wicked strong, man. You can also always just slap on a wide lens. Wide lens is buffed in this hack to give a 15% accuracy boost, which is also great for stuff like sleep powder. Obviously, by that point, though, you'll have spore, so you don't need sleep powder anymore, but still great nonetheless. Sleep powder becomes 97% accurate now with wide lens buff, so that's really great. Sleep is also very consistent, so I'll talk about sleep now since I may as well. Although again, remember that sleep is better on. I mean, it's good on technician sets for boosting. For example, you spore them, then you click Sora's Dance or Bulk Up or something. But it's also great on regen sets. Regen sets are really underrated. I think that's going to be definitely a definite sleeper pick. People might just unka bunga at technician, but trust me, Regenerator is really useful. With access to the EV training, you can make yourself bulky. You have amazing utility with parting shot. Regen parting shot is incredible. You know, you switch out, you get their defenses lowered. Also, regen is great for Frenzy Plant and Superpower, both of which are 150 base power moves that drop your attack stat by 2. If you're new here, a bunch of new moves have that same effect, so you can check those out on the move sheet below. But yeah, Breloom has access to Superpower and Frenzy Plant at level 55, which is really, really early also, and not really, really early, but relatively early, and very strong 150 base power moves. And essentially what you can do is you can use those moves, and then once your attack stat is low, you know, after -2, which is 75 base power, -3 becomes -4, excuse me, becomes very weak. Then you can go ahead and switch out and get that Regenerator recovery, and also again remove the stat drops. So that's a really good combination for sure. You know, Leech Seed, Parting Shot, Frenzy Plant, Superpower, Strength Stat, all kinds of awesome stuff. All right, really, really awesome sets with your Regenerator. But back on topic of technician, so yeah, that's all the multi-hit and priority moves. And then you have a bunch of general moves. So these moves aren't as powerful as the priority and multi moves, but they are great as well. So notable ones are again, of course, excuse me, Power Up Punch. Power Up Punch is great with technician. That becomes 75 base power, and of course gives you +1 attack. Very, very good. Rolling Kick is incredible. Rolling Kick is 60 base power, becomes 90 base power with technician, and that is gives you +1 speed. So Power Punch 75 gives you +1 attack. Rolling Kick 90 gives you +1 speed. I did give it Rolling Kick pretty late. I'm pretty sure it's like in the 60s because of just how strong that is. You know, a 90 base power stab move that gives him a +1 speed boost with 130 attack and 105 speed is very good. So I definitely wanted to make that a little bit later. You also have Finishing Blow. Finishing Blow becomes 80 base power almost, 78.5 to be exact. And that's really good because what you can do is you can run a speed boosting set or something with Finishing Blow, and Finishing Blow will give you +3 attack when you knock out the opponent. And again, that's pretty strong. That's like a pretty relative. That's a pretty solid bug type coverage move, you know, for Breloom with Finishing Blow. And that also always crits, so it bypasses like attack drops from Intimidate and stuff. So it's good. Very good move. What else is here? Rock Tomb is good before you get Rock Blast. Obviously, Rock Blast is a little bit better than Rock Tomb, but Rock Tomb is still good, and it's also consistent because technically Rock Blast can do a minimum of 75 with Technician, while Rock Tomb is, I mean, Rock Blast is also 100% accurate. All the multi-hit moves are 100% accurate. The ones that hit 2 to 5 times, that is. Those are all 100% accurate now, and 25 base power just for consistency. But Rock Tomb is 60 base power, becomes 90. He also has Bulldoze now, so he has Rock Tomb and Bulldoze. However, Bulldoze isn't that amazing because you do have Seismic Fist anyways for like Regenerator sets. Seismic Fist is 90 base power, so it's the same as Bulldoze. However, Seismic Fist has a chance to drop defense, while Bulldoze has a 100% chance to drop speed, which is a much better effect. So that's still useful for sure, and it's also good for, you know, before you get the Seismic Fist TM. And then you also get Megaton Kick later on as a TM, which is 120 base power, 90% accurate move, which is obviously just stronger. But you might want to run it with Wide Lens or some other way to boost your accuracy, because, you know, the accuracy drop isn't worth it on a frail mon like that, in my opinion, unless you need the power boost, which is why it's the TM. You know, it's nice to teach that. That's it for Technician moves. I could have given them Karate Chop, but they don't really need it. Oh, sorry, that's not it. There's a couple more. Covet and Knockoff are great. Covet and Knockoff are both 90 base power no matter what with Technician. So, you know, Fairy and Dark moves for coverage. Fairy, Dark, Rock Tomb for Rock for the 60 base power Technician moves. Those are all great. And then, of course, Power Punch, Rolling Kick, priority moves, multi-hit moves. It's great. It's got so much Technician shit. And then also these options are technically Technician boosted. For example, Grass Down and Low Kick are both technically Technician boosted under certain circumstances, as well as Acrobatics. Those could technically be Technician boosted in certain situations. Not the greatest, but, you know, good. It makes their average power a lot higher. Also, Acrobatics with an item can be 75 base power with Technician. So you can run like Flying Gym Acro, well, not Flying Gym Acro, excuse me. You can run like any item with Acro and still have a decent flying type coverage move. So that's cool. But yeah, that's it for Technician. All right, it's an incredible ability. Obviously, you do have infinite ability capsules, so you should be swapping between because you're not always going to need that power, and you might want that utility. I mean, dude, bulky regen parting shot is so incredible, as well as stuff like, you know, T spikes. And I'm just going to be. I'm a broken record, but I'm just really. I don't want to undersell regen because I think people might just gravitate towards tech. So I don't want to undersell it because, again, it's great. Even just putting something to sleep and parting shot, like, dude, click Spore, regen parting shot out. Now you have free recovery, or now their stats are dropped. Obviously, they'll end up waking up because the way Spore and Sleep Powder work now is it always lasts 2 turns. However, that first turn you click it counts. So if you're faster than them, you only get 1 full turn of sleep. However, if you are slower, you get 2 full turns. However, if you are faster, you know, say for example, you add speed to Pokemon, you click Sleep Powder on them, or a Spore in this case. I mean, Sleep Powder, and then later you get Spore. You click Spore. You get 1 guaranteed turn of speed of a setup or whatever else you want to do in that turn, and then the next turn after that, they'll wake up. So you actually, if you're faster, that means you essentially have 2 turns for like bulk up, for example. You can get 2 bulk ups off before they attack you. So it's not like it's bad that you only get 1 full turn of sleep, quote unquote. Tons of other really good stuff. I mean, just simple Toxic is very good. Shroomish, I haven't covered Shroomish yet. Shroomish is also very solid. Funny little soul thing here. Shroomish has the exact same defense, special defense, and special attack as Breloom. The only stat increase is HP, attack, and speed when it evolves, which is pretty cool and makes a lot of sense because they don't, I mean, you know, he's the same. He's just a fucking mushroom, a fat mushroom. So having good bulk is really good for him. He still has Regenerator, which is great for early game when, you know, until you evolve at 29. It does evolve a little bit later just for balancing reasons because Breloom would be extremely powerful for that early in the game. Even 29 is pretty generous. I probably could have done later, but, you know, I feel like about Breloom belong later than 30 is kind of cursed. So I figured 29 is fair. But yeah, regen's great. And then you also have a new ability called Grassy Guard. That gives you a 50% boost to your defense stat, which is insane under Grassy Terrain. And Grassy Terrain is now a TM, so you can teach that whenever you want and get that insane Grassy Guard, Grassy Terrain boost. And you can use that in conjunction with stuff like Leech Seed and just become super, super, super tanky really quickly. It's really cool. like Leech Seed, Grassy Terrain. You get the Grassy Terrain healing. Grassy Terrain also boosts your Grass Stab by 50%, so you can use Giga Drain and just completely be immortal, and you just will not die. You know, run max HP, max Spadef, Grassy Guard, Grassy Terrain, and then you're just living forever with Leech Seed and shit. It's really fun. Protect as well. Terrain Extender even. You don't even need leftovers. You can just run Terrain Extender, or leftovers is good too. Leftover, you're just getting so much HP back per each turn. With Toxic as well, I mean, you can really stall shit out. You could theoretically use a Violite Shroomish, but it is outclassed in some regards by Violite Tangela. However, Tangela doesn't have Grassy Guardia has Tangling Hair, but Tangela does have better stats as a whole. I'm pretty sure in literally everything besides maybe Spadef. Because Shroomish is not designed to be in a Violite Pokemon, although you technically could use it now, but it would try to evolve every level versus the Violite intended Pokemon will not try to evolve every level because they evolve with a gem now. So, you know, pedantic shit, but you get the idea, I hope. You could totally do that, but in general, it's still great. As like a, you know, for Akala Island, for all the totems, it's great. It has Charm plus Regen is super, like, it's just so good. Stun Spore plus Regen, Fake Tears plus Regen, Toxic plus Regen, it's great. Great buffs. Even just for Shroomish, it's a great mon for a Melee on Akala Island. And then you will evolve around the time that you get to Totem Lurantis, you know, roughly. I don't have the exact level curve planned out, but I have general levels. Hala, I know for a fact will be 20, but everything else after that is kind of just general idea, like, you know, give or take a few levels. Like Olivia will be 30 to 32, 33 tops, maybe even 34, depending on how the level curve ends up working out. But yeah, that's all great. Again, Strength Step is incredible. I mean, you have so much good shit here. I really love to see it. It's such a fun mon. You can just do so many cool things. And you, of course, have regular coverage moves that aren't Technician boosted. You know, good shit like T-Punch and, you know, rock moves, flying moves, bug moves, all kinds of good stuff. But all those moves are already covered. All the coverage types are already covered with Technician moves, so you just get stronger options. You know, close combat, that kind of stuff is all good. So that's awesome. I'm going to leave it there. I think that's really about it. I hope I covered everything in depth. Last thing, Poison Heal is locked to trainers only. If you want more information as to why, you can check the ability sheet, and there's a pretty detailed text explanation, but to explain it quickly, it's very broken because you can essentially give yourself poison outside of battle, you know, and then you can come into that boss fight with a regular item as well as Poison Heal. And so I also give Breloom Toxic Boost, which was Zangus's ability previously. I just think that's kind of cool. It's arguably better for the trainers to abuse because Toxic Poison Heal isn't that good for the AI because they're not that good at abusing it. They would just use dumb shit like Leech Seed, Strength Step, but they're not that tanky, so it's not that good. Versus like in competitive, you know, Poison Heal, Breloom is great because it uses like sub Focus Punch and stuff, but you know, obviously the AI isn't good enough to pull that off. They could probably maybe do it, but it wouldn't be as good as Toxic Boost, which is just free Unga Bunga plus 1 attack, 150 base power Facade. Facade is technically buffed, but it's only for trainers. So you know, maybe a boss fight will have Toxic or Breloom, but overall Technician is, you could even argue Technician is better than Toxic Boost, to be honest. At least, here's what I would say. Technician would be arguably better than Toxic Boost, or at least just as good as Toxic Boost, if I could make it so you can only use Toxic, you know, these types of abilities in the intended way, which is, you know, to put the orb on your Pokemon and use it in battle, not to go into the battle pre-status. But that sadly is something I cannot do in this hack. It's not possible, so have to remove them, which is fine. There's tons of other awesome ass abilities that Pokemon get now, so they're not really going to miss them too much. Yeah, I think that's about it. Again, Regen, do not sleep on Regen. Please don't sleep on it. It's a great ability for Breloom with all of these great utility moves I gave it. And then, of course, Technician. I covered all the amazing new Technician options it has. Great speed boost, which is one of its biggest flaws, is how slow it was. And then a little bit more Spadef, which is good. More Spadef, not even a little bit, a lot more Spadef and HP for bulky Regen sets. So, yeah, super awesome on here, super fun changes. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and leaving a comment. If you haven't done all of those things already, hopefully you have by now. If you're not new here, but if you are new here, definitely consider subscribing. That would be very helpful for me. It would help boost the algorithm if you could also, you know, drop a like and a comment down below. Again, all of these changes are in the Google Sheets down below. You can check everything out for yourself. I could cover, actually, no, I didn't cover everything. Also, shit, I forgot about Force Palm with Technician. I forgot about that. And Smog and all those other moves. Damn, hold on. I forgot about a bunch of weaker moves, actually. I forgot to put on a Technician guy. That's my bad. Yeah, Force Palm is great. Force Palm is 40 base power, and it always paralyzes now, so that works great with Smelling Salts. So Smelling Salts is now a priority move that always... Okay, let me note for myself. So, 1, move double kick earlier. 2, crap, what was the last thing? God damn it, you're probably gonna click off at this point, but it's fine. I do want to talk about a couple more important things. So I'll just talk about those now and figure this stuff out later. Oh yeah, I wanted to update I feel like I have them here. I do. I have them here. Okay. I got my. I was consistent. I was fucking good with this shit. What am I talking about? I have them right here. Force Palm's right there. So Force Palm, I just skipped over it because I'm dumb. Force Palm is 60 base power and always paralyzes, which is great with Technician. Not to mention, it's 60 base power with Technician. Of course, without it, it's 40 base power, which is good on regen sets. You know, you can still use it as a reliable paralysis option. It's 100% accurate, 100% chance to paralyze. Just a good utility move over Stun Spore. You could also technically use it with like Assault Vest sets, like AV regen with like Drain Punch, Force Palm. Could be like good utility. Trap Kick, Skirmish, those moves are 70 base power that drop the opponent's attack stat by 1. So you could really take advantage of an AV set even. AV set would be pretty fucking real, to be honest, on regen, of course. On Technician, it's still decent on Technician, but better on, again, you'll be using it for specific fights. Say you need your Breloom to tank a specific hit that you otherwise wouldn't tank, then you can run AV. You know, it really just depends on the situation. You should definitely be swapping your movesets, abilities, items, all that stuff around, EV spreads, etc., to make the most of your Pokemon. You shouldn't just be using one set the whole game, although you totally could and you would be fine. But if you're not doing a Nuzlocke, if you're doing a Nuzlocke, I would definitely recommend, you know, being more strategic with this kind of stuff. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Smelling Salts. So, yeah, Smelling Salts is buffed in the sense that Smelling Salts and Wake Up Slap, actually, both are moves that can only be used once, so they only have 1 PP. However, they essentially work like Fake Out, although they can be used on any turn. So they always flinch. Smelling Salts is 75 base power, Wake Up Slap is 70 base power. And those will double. So, for example, if you click Force Palm, you can then click Smelling Salts for a priority move that will always flinch, and it'll become 150 base power. So it's essentially like a 150 base power Fake Out. Obviously, that can only be used once, so it's not as good as Fake Out. Not to mention it's very situational, but it's still a great move. Even just without Force Palm, you can just have Smelling Salts as like a quick little bam boop, you know, nuke type option. Not nukes, priority option to flinch them, but you always have other priority options as well. You know, Mach Punch, Seed Shot, First Impression, all the stuff I covered before. Sucker Punch as well, which is not Technician boosted, but it's also a good priority. So yeah. That's really about it. Oh, no, that's not about it. Sorry, Smelling Salts. And then Sleep Powder plus Wake Up Slap is also really cool. Wake Up Slap is 140 base power. However, Wake Up Slap's effect is better because removing that sleep is not a big deal because you can actually time it so that you could do that on a turn that you're supposed to wake up. So say, for example, you Spore, right? You click Spore, you click Swords Answer, Bulk Up, or whatever other setup move you want to click. Now you have +1 attack or +2 attack or whatever it may be, or, you know, Power Up Punch, whatever it is. And then you Wake Up Slap on the turn that they're supposed to wake up, because if you outsped them, that means that on that third turn they're gonna wake up no matter what. After, you know, the turn after you click the setup move, they're gonna wake up. So you can then click Wake Up Slap and flinch them. So you're essentially wasting at a turn, and you get a free 140 base power move. That's also priority. So that's really good. Obviously, that's only once, so you can only do that once, which is balanced. You know, otherwise, if you could do that twice, that'd be ridiculously overpowered because you can use it at any point in the battle. It's not like Fake Out. It's not like you can only use it on the first turn. If you can only use it in the first turn, it would be kind of lame anyways because it's cool to combo into the moves, like, you know, Paralysis into Smelling Salts, and then later on, Sleep Powder into Wake Up Slap or Spore into Wake Up Slap. Or even Knockout Punch, technically. Knockout Punch is a 130 base power move that makes the opponent drowsy, and it's 80% accurate, so that's great. Comes from Dynamic Punch. Tons of other awesome shit here. You should always, honestly, just check it all out in the description below. I'm not going to dwell on anything else too much longer. There's a couple of other options I didn't even mention here yet, and they're all really cool and fun to use, so I would definitely look into that. That's about it. I'm going to leave it off there. I hope you guys found this video informative. Again, I was going to say the last thing was to join my Discord server if you haven't already. If that kind of thing interests you, you can check that out. I have a good amount of people in there now. I think 300 plus at this point, which is pretty cool. It's been growing. You know, you can talk to me in there. You can ask me questions. You can ask other people questions. You can talk with my fans, all that kind of stuff. So, fans and friends. So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was informative. I found this one very entertaining. I really like Breloom. And I like this changes a lot. They're just very, like, fun. Like, it just has a lot of fun, cool shit. It's, like, very satisfying changes, you know? So, yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and bye.